So the next thing that we're doing today is a eggplant rollatini. It's made with garden fresh vegetables and a fresh tomato sauce. You don't need to have tomatoes that cook a long time. This tomato sauce is going to be quickly done, 5 minutes only. The whole dish from start to finish really is about 15 minutes, so it's really quickly.
All right. So how do we start?
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a couple things. We're going to have our eggplant, which we've actually sliced this. And we've sauteed it both sides, you can see.
Okay.
And I take the brownish side and put it on the bottom because that's going to be a presentation side.
And you cut it very thin. Did you use a mandolin?
I did. I used a slicer. You can use a sharp knife. Okay. And then I just want to bring the filling over here as well. And a lot of people think that you have to pre-salt your eggplant to get the bitterness out, but really it's all about freshness. Yep. If you use fresh eggplant, you don't have that bitterness. As they get older and get more seedy, of course, that's where you get the bitterness from.
And people salt, but I never salt eggplant. I agree with you. And you can see that this doesn't have a lot of seeds in it at all.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got...
So right here we have half a cup of ricotta cheese, of course. The big point when I cook, I think in ratio. So for me, it's about... in this case, it's 1 to 1. 1 part Parmesan, 1 part ricotta. Okay. 1 egg. You know, because I'm not that smart. I can remember one. So it's easy.
You don't cook from recipes. You cook from
more formulas and more sort of a chemistry sort of a piece. So right here, adding to it, we added some spinach, and the reason I'm adding spinach is really just to give us a nice color. Really gives that sort of summery look, you know.
Yeah, and you didn't cook the spinach. You just add it raw.
No, because it's going to go in the oven. So why twice cook this?
Okay. All right.
Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to have you return a favor where we rolled it.
Okay.
I'm going to have you roll it. Now, see how good you are at rolling.
Oh, gosh.
So what I did is, you can see I'm laying in sort of like these little canal-shaped pieces across it.
Yeah. Do you roll from this long end?
We're going to go we went from the wide end to the end, and that's because at the end you have this wonderful look from the black skin sort of rolling the outside. Yep.
Okay, there's 2.
Okay. And it's very quick, as you can see. It took us no time.
The exact amount. That is the genius of a chef. Okay, now what do we do?
Now, I could have added a little salt and pepper, but I knew that the Parmesan cheese was a little salty, and I also salted the eggplant. So, so I took that, and that's going to go in the oven. What we're going to do is we had made some earlier. Okay. Same thing with the peppers.
So these go in at same temperature, right? 350?
At 350.
Okay.
And that doesn't take that long in the oven because it's really a fresh dish. So it's about 6-7 minutes in the oven should do it.
So I should put it in now, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so 6-7 minutes later we bring this out. We don't need oil over it?
Nope, just like that.
Okay, all set. All right. So that goes in here with the olive oil.
Exactly. Okay.
And a little salt. That's it.
A little salt, and then blend it.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to take these tomatoes that have been blanched. Okay. And when you cut them, a lot of people cut them vertically this way. What you want to do is cut it this way because it exposes all the seeds. You know, so horizontally across the growth pattern. That's a good tip. And just give them a quick squeeze. Now, I'm not sure how you chop at home, but for me...
I just smash it and then I cut it.
Exactly. So I actually take it like this.
Watch your fingers, right?
No, I haven't cut myself for a long time. I hope today's not the first. No. A little salt. I'm going to reach around and grab it. Yeah. So I add a little salt to this. So instead of adding salt to the sauce... That helps to smash the garlic, doesn't it? Yeah, actually... Oh, geez, wouldn't you know I did that? But anyway, once you get this set up like this, just take it on the side.
And and
what you do...
Makes it pasty.
Yeah, and garlic, really, the more you cut it and the finer you make it, the more flavor imparts into the sauce. So I'm looking for a paste here. And you can see how easy that paste is.
That's easy to do.
And then what we're going to do is add this paste to olive oil. I have some olive oil here that's just started.
Okay, well, I think I've sieved out enough. Is that enough? Look at the difference in color, though, between these two. Do you want to press on?
Yeah, so exactly what's happened is when it first goes in here, of course, it's mixed with air from the blending process. And then after about a half hour, all the chlorophyll actually it'll come out.
So you're going to make this very simple tomato sauce with fresh plums. Here, I'll get that for you so it's nice and clean.
And you can see it's just olive oil, the garlic that we sort of blended a little bit, you know, made it more of a paste. And then the tomatoes. And then you just turn this up just a little bit. It's only about a 5-minute sauce.
Could you do it with cherry tomatoes?
You could. In the summertime when you have these beautiful Sweet 100 tomatoes, for example. And then, so here's a trick on basil. Basil's been washed.
Show us a lot of your tricks.
And then roll it.
You're going to make a chiffonade.
Making a chiffonade, so. Okay.
Wonderful.
And then you have, when you put them back out.
That's why he's a professional chef.
Now you have this right here. So
yeah.
now I'll add this. Now I started that sauce on purpose because I don't need to cook the basil near as long as the beginning.
Right, and you would destroy the oils if you cooked the basil too long, right?
But you can see it's almost done.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking for is just a little breakdown in the tomatoes themselves so that the sauce has a little of a chunky feel to it. Lay it on the side and then strip it down. Next one. Next one. Because if you do it, don't stand it up because the corn kernels go everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And look, at the end, I have nothing left on this.
Now, what do you...
Being a New Englander, I don't want anything left.
What would you do with this? I would do something with this.
Well, you can make a corn soup, which is fantastic. Make stock out of it.
He knows everything. Oh, yes, yeah. You could make a good... I save these. When I have enough of them, I make a stock out of this.
Right. A little salt.
Yeah.
A little pepper.
Do you taste as you go along?
You know I do, but I've been doing this dish for a while, so,
so
a lot of things I just know by,
yeah,
by looking at it. Now this sauce is ready to go.
Yeah.
Textures here. We have the tomato sauce, which is cooked. You can see it's broken down, but it still has that nice chunky edge to it.
I want to eat just that. That looks great.
Okay. So we're going to start with that. And then we're going to add the vegetables. Now the vegetables can really change depending on what's in the garden.
Yeah.
I mean, really use what you have in the garden. I mean, that's
pretty.
The best.
You got the colors of the Italian flag in there, you know.
Yeah, that was intentional, I think, no?
Excellent.
I think I got lucky.
Yeah, this is a great summer dish because you have all those fresh vegetables in season. And if you have a home garden, it's even better because it's a great way to use up a lot of your vegetables.
Exactly. And what we're going to do is just grab a couple here. And you can see this is plenty. I'm going to put, you know what, I'm just going to put 2 on here.
You would serve 2 per person?
I would. You know, depending, if my son was there, I'd have to serve 4, 5, or 6 each. But, you know, for him.
That's a great vegetarian dish. I'm going to turn off this heat now. We don't need that.
It's all good. And then what we're going to do at the end, that parsley oil that we just added at the end, you can see it's just for, you just mix it together.
A little garnish.
And then we'll just...